Let's do 8,645 divided by 6. 8,645 is our dividend. It's our biggest number. It's getting divided by 6, which is our divisor. And the quotient is what we don't know yet. Imagine you had 8,645 pretzels and you were dividing them into 6 bags. And you could divide them up, one for you, one for you, one for you, into 6 bags, but that would take forever. So that's why we use what's called an algorithm, which is just where you follow some steps and you do a little bit at a time. So we're going to do each digit at a time. We'll do 8 divided by 6, and we'll do 6 divided by 6, we'll do 4 divided by 6, and we'll do 5 divided by 6. Kind of. But what happens is when you do 8 divided by 6, there'll be some left over. So you'll take that plus the next digit, and then you'll do this number divided by 6. There'll be a little bit left over, and you'll take that with the 4 and divide that by 6, and then you'll get your leftover and then do your last digit. So we're doing our divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. The colors are matching with the boxes too. So we do purple first, then red, then green, then blue, and then back up to purple. My recommendation is that you try this on your own first, and then just check in with the video to check your work and if you get stuck, because you're going to remember it better that way and you'll get more out of the experience. I also suggest skip counting your 6s, because when you divide by 6, what you're really doing is seeing how many 6s you can fit into something. There's a relationship between division and multiplication. They work together. So if you look at that fact triangle there, that says, 8,645 divided by 6, we're also saying how many 6s can you multiply or skip count to get to 8,645. I mean, you could technically skip count your 6s till you get to this number. It would just take you a long time. So when we're dividing by 6s here, one digit at a time, you can look at your skip counts and it'll save you a ton of time. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to do 8 divided by 6. In other words, how many groups of 6 can you make? If you had 8 pretzels and you wanted to make a group of 6, you can only make 1. You can't make 2 groups of 6. You'd need 12 for that, and you don't have enough. So you can only do 1 group of 6. Next, you're going to multiply that back down. 1 times 6 is 6. And you can see that we had some left over because we had 8 and we only got to 6. So we subtract and we have our 2. And this is what I was talking about, where we're just doing 1 digit at a time. We did the 8, now we're doing the 6. But there was some left over, the green, and we're just going to keep that as we carry down our next digit. And now we're ready to divide again. 26 divided by 6. Well, 26 divided by 6 doesn't fit in perfectly, but you can get pretty close to 26. How many groups of 6 could you make if you had 26 pretzels and you were making 1 group of 6, 2 groups of 6, 3 groups of 6? You can make 4 groups of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that uses up 24 of those pretzels. That's pretty close. You can't go to 30 because that's too far. You only had 26 to work with here. So we divided 26 divided by 6, and we got 4. Next step is 4 times 6, which is 24. Next step is to subtract 26 minus 24 is 2. Next, we're going to bring down the 4, and I want you to think, what are we going to do next? If you said divide, that is correct. We're going to divide 24 divided by 6. Well, that divides in evenly, doesn't it? Because 24 is a multiple of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 24 divided by 6 is 4. So put the 4 up top, and then we'll multiply back down. 4 times 6 is 24. We subtract, and then bring down that last number. I encourage you to pause the video and try to finish this up on your own and then check back in. I'm going to go ahead and finish it now. We're going to do 5 divided by 6. So if I had 5 pretzels sitting in front of me and someone said, make a group of 6, how many groups of 6 can I make? Well, I can't. 5 pretzels is 5 pretzels. That's not even a group of 6, right? So the answer here is just 0. Can't do it. 5 divided by 6, can't do it. Put a 0 up top and then multiply it back down. 0 times 6 is 0, which means that 5 is our remainder. It's leftover. Now I want you to think about how we could check our work here. Because our quotient down here is 1,440, remainder 5. So 6 times what gets you back to 8,645? Well, if you did 6 times 1,440, would that get you to 8,645? Not quite, because of that remainder. 6 times 1,440 will get you 5 away from the remainder, 8,640. Then put that remainder back in, and that will get you our dividend that we started with. So 8,645 divided by 6 is 1,440, remainder 5.